Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
There was a man in there taking a shit. It's just an old man in a suit taking a shit, and he closed the door. Lock it, mate.
Yeah.
Thursday morning. It can only mean one thing, George.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Well, it's obviously not going to be the obvious of it's Drum and Drummer.
Or am I double bluffing you?
Well, could be that.
I'm a tricksty sort of guy.
Depends what you've thought of.
So what are you going with?
I don't know. Is it a QI thing? Remember QI when they used to be like, what is the largest mountain? And then everyone would be like, Everest,
yeah.
you know. And it's like, it's actually not, you know. And
it's actually a mountain under the sea.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's not a mountain, is it?
No, exactly. Yeah. So
Everest, look it up. Yeah.
So fuck off. I mean,
Toxvig, fuck off. SWAT, you little SWAT. Little nerdlinger.
Exactly.
Ooh, I'm not from this country, but my accent is impeccable. Yeah, well done.
Who's that? Who are you?
Sandy Toxvig.
Oh.
Not having a go. She's great. But
is she the new presenter now?
She's been the presenter for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Stephen Fry. He got married and sort of went, nah, you know. Done with all that. Done with being on telly.
He was sick of the Everest question as well.
He was.
He was getting sick of it. I mean, he loves a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fry.
Yeah. My
He's
God.
like, oh, come on. We all know it's Everest.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Do you know what I like about Stephen Fry? He, the way he talked about cocaine once. He acted all naive. Someone one night was at a party. He said he talked of the first time he did coke, and someone says to him, "Do you want to do a line?" You know, they're probably in a bathroom at this point. And Stephen went, and, you know, I thought to myself, does he mean, you know, a sort of a limerick or an anecdote perhaps, or some form of poetry? And instead he produced powder, which was baffling to me. And I'm like, how do you not know what coke is, Stephen Fry? You knew what Stephen Fry was.
I'll say the word allegedly, because I don't want Fry's legal people coming in going, oi, never happened, pickers. You're talking shit. Well,
it did. I mean, it's all, he wrote it all down. He said he was obsessed with sugar. And then moved on to a different sort of sugar. We can cut that out if you're worried.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Fry
it's an easy slippery slope from a dib dab to a line of smack.
Yeah.
Anyway, Thursday morning. It is Drum and Drummer.
Yeah. So there wasn't double bluff. Yeah.
Double bluff, triple bluff, quadruple bluff. I phased you. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can phase me.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, mate?
Gigs. I don't know. We got anything outside of gigs? Because I mean, gigs is the most interesting thing I've got to talk about.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't know if any life things happened.
Non-gig things. I mean, I was saying to you before we hit record, I've been decorating.
Yeah.
All day yesterday and today. Getting that living room ready for the new sofa, which is coming next week.
It's exciting.
I've had comfort. It's very exciting. So last week had the carpenters in to replace, put new flooring in, new skirting boards, new data rail. So I've been caulking, glossing, tidying up, touching up, getting everything ready.
I had a gig with your wife, and she told me that she isn't allowed to do the glossing.
Correct.
It's just you. Yeah. Sounds about right.
And I sent you a video of my work.
Yeah.
And then I said to you, no tape.
Yeah.
And you watched it again.
Yeah.
And I think your words, what were your words? What did you say?
Well, it is very impressive, but now that I have more time to reflect on it, is that for you to know that you did it no tape? Because that's quite a ballsy move to do no tape when there's really no upsides to doing no tape as to doing no tape in terms of the paint job. You know?
Right. Okay, we're on that then.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my ability to freehand incredibly straight lines.
Yeah. Are you going to tell people when they come round that you did it freehand?
It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
If they ask.
But does it though? Because if you had tape, it would look the same, you know?
Well, would it though?
Well, I guess we'll never
know. Because I not only do I like the fact I can do it freehand.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the pride I get from doing it freehand. I find that tape, so many people get it wrong. You've got to take the tape off when it's wet. And I can often find the time it takes to get the tape right.
Yeah.
just takes as long as just paint it.
Yeah.
You know, not many people have got an eye for it like me. Hawkeye over here with his robotic arm, steady. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
That was a bit wobbly. It's tired. But then when you're getting into things like gloss, unless you get the tape, if you got to get the tape really kind of pressed down quite hard to stop bleed underneath the tape. And if you've got a slightly older wall or a slightly unflat surface, and if you go willy-nilly gloss it and it gets under the tape, it's a nightmare to get off. Then you take the tape off and it takes the paint off the wall.
Yeah.
And then you're just going back and forth.
Maybe it's also like if you're relying on the tape, it's a bit like bowling. You ever go bowling with someone and they immediately get the barriers up, and you're like, don't rely on the barriers, because now you're just gonna, and then the fucking idiot just aims for the barriers, you know. Oh, I'll aim that way, Lizzie. I'm not talking about you, but you know, we have been bowling and you have done that. But like, you know, it just sort of rather than go down the middle.
Net that leads
it's a safety net as soon as It's a bit like Tightrope, Modern Family. Remember that Tightrope episode? I don't know how much you got into that show, but you know.
I watched it all, mate.
Yeah. And Phil, the greatest character of the show, well, him and Cam, he's trying to do tightrope walking, and he keeps falling off. And his son Luke goes, maybe it's not high enough, you know? There's no risk. Yeah. There's no risk to it. Maybe it's that's the same with the tape. If you know you've got tape there, fuck it. Just lather it on, you know.
Yeah, lather it on, and I think you make mistakes. Mistakes. I think you'll be left with more chaos post tape.
Yeah.
Than just take your time.
Take your time.
That's the other thing. I got time on my hands, boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, I had my health results back from a big old test when I had to post my own poo.
Yeah.
Just like they tested for everything. So much I don't understand. But out of like, I don't know, 80 things, I had 63 in the green. All good.
Right.
Some orange, few red.
Right.
And the red one's basically like, bit fat, careful.
Does it say that?
Not in so many words. It's a little bit more technical than that.
Yeah.
You're little fat.
Yeah.
Careful on the fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
But no cancer and that. My heart is pucker, mate.
That's good.
Heart, blood pressure, that's all perfect. Lung capacity, good, which is a surprise.
Yeah.
Because I loved Marlboro Lights. Anyway, that's kind of all like non-gig stuff, really.
Yeah, that is. Should we do some gig stuff?
Let's do some gig stuff, mate. Do you want to talk about the best gig you ever did?
Right. Do you have a gig that you're like, that was it? That was the best one I've ever done in your arsenal?
Do I have best gig? I definitely have multiple highlights that they're all different. They're all slightly for different reasons. But I probably have to go with Gypsy Hill at Ziggett Festival.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could ever top that.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Not just the gig itself, the whole experience, the whole trip.
Yeah.
The sort of status we were at. The other things that happened around the trip. Like we met a couple of guys from Q Magazine. They came to see us play. We were Q Magazine's band at the festival. Like, it was a huge crowd. The treatment we got was great. Stayed in the hotel with the vaccines and the routes and lots of other bands. It was just
I remember
like
you were saying,
and the actual show was like playing at midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah, I do mean sort of, more specifically the show. If you have a best show.
Well, I mean, that was incredible.
Well, there we go.
That was like an hour and a half set to over 5,000 people at the peak of like Saturday night festival mania after the headliner. It just was awesome.
Yeah.
The stage was great. The crew were great. Like, it just was like, what a high.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because it's hard to know, I think, what your best is. You know, before that Saturday gig I had, or whenever it was, a few weeks ago, I don't know. There's a few, but there was something about it. It was just everything was as good as it's ever been in that band, and it was the Laney lot. I mean, we turned up. I think we're used to doing these festivals, and you kind of, you know, there's a lot of people, but they might be, I don't know, it's no one's there just to see you, and it might be they're a bit far back from the barrier or whatever, you know. We turned up and we were like, this is a big...
Let's set the scene, George.
Yeah.
I feel you've jumped in. So you're playing with the Laney lot. Where are you playing?
Ranch Jam Festival.
Ranch
I can't remember where it
big
was.
festival we all know of.
I can't remember where it was. Yeah, all right. Don't take the piss. Fucking Ziggit Festival. It's hardly Glastonbury, is it? No, but it was. I can't remember where it was, but it was big stage when we turned up, and we were like, "Well, let's go out and have a look at the
Were you
crowd."
in the south of England?
No, I think it was the Midlands.
Midland.
I can't remember. They all roll into one. But we turned up and we were like, "This is a lot of people," but not just a lot of people, but they're all sort of.
Are you main stage?
The main stage, yeah. And
What
they're
time?
all 7:30, I think. The sun was setting as we were walking on stage. And but we were looking and we were seeing the crowd because we went out and had a look and we were like, cool, they're really up to the barrier and this is like 3:00. But I was still keeping my hopes low because I thought, well, I've been here before, not to Ranch Jam Festival, but like where you kind of go, oh, this is good. This looks like a lot of people, but they might all disappear or something, But no, like before we were going to go on, I was like, oh, there's still a lot of people. There's a big crowd, like as far as you can see, And I was really excited. I don't think I've been that excited about a gig or anything for a while because a lot of them kind of be like, well, I can see how this will be. But this was like, oh, this is a level up. This is the biggest one we've done. And also, you never really know because I think, don't have any expectations on a gig because you might turn up and, it's sold out and there's this many people and then it's shit. Or you might turn up and think this is stupid and then it's amazing. And this one, leading up to it, like I don't think they gave us the itinerary and the timings until like a few days before and sort of like, oh, is this going to be a bit naff?
Was it a country music festival?
Yes. And
were there other tribute bands on the bill?
Yeah, the one on after us was the Luke Combs tribute, who we're sort of mates with. I think it's like us and them are kind of like the two big country tributes in the UK, and then there's other people. But it's like I feel like we get booked for like to do, I don't know, like they headline a lot, and then we like the band on before them at a lot of these things. But there's just so many things that made you feel like a level up, setting your kit up on a riser and then they move it. That was cool.
Yeah, never had that before.
Yeah, that was.
And I was speaking to people on the weekend about, I'd love that.
Yeah,
Never had that, and I'd love it.
It was great.
Did you take your whole kit?
I took my whole kit.
Did you know that you had to take your whole kit?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But it was
because they were like, because we can just put it on a fucking riser backstage.
Yeah.
And wheel the cunt on.
And then after you finish playing, they're like, oh, it's all right. We'll move your kit off stage and then you can pack it down there. And then they wheel on Dave from the Luke Combs tribute, his kit on. But that's cool. I mean, I even filmed it because you're like, that's quite a cool thing to watch a load of cool people move your kit.
It's cool when you watch other people do stuff for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was buzzing before we went on stage, and it just kind of everything just went right. It was like I don't think anyone really got a note wrong, and the crowd was just big and up for it. You know what I mean? It was like it's not our songs, but it's nice when people are singing along, and they were really engaging and stuff. I was playing my own kit. The sun set as we went on stage. That was cool to watch. And it's just like everything about it was just like, oh, this is great, In
terms of stage size, was it the biggest you've played?
I think it was I mean, the summer in Nashville's a big, but there was something about it. It felt bigger because I think there was more of a crowd. So sometimes you can play like a big stage and there's not that many people. Or there might be people, but they're a bit dispersed. But this felt like, it just felt like the biggest gig I'd done.
So a question to you, George.
Yeah.
That you have asked many of our guests. How are you adjusting to playing on these bigger stages?
Good question. Do you know what? I thought about that today because I was watching a video of the gig I did on the weekend, and you can
Having
hear
a wank. Having a wank.
Yeah. And I was
That's where they wheel it on. There we go.
I'm not 100% sure how you worm that quote in, but no, I was watching like a video back, and it was like there was like a feel I did that didn't really need to be there because it was a bigger stage and it sort of gets lost. I remember Ollie Thacker talking about arena feels, And it does make sense because a lot of the time you do just need to be doing the kick and snare, and the ghost notes don't really matter. But I think for playing bigger stages, it is just get that snare to cut through. That's all I care about. Just getting a good snare and kick.
What snare did you use?
I'm still using my 13x7 Natal, which seems to be doing the job great. But no, it's definitely something you think about. And I don't know. There's no need for ghost notes, you know. Like it's kind of, you can sort of put them in, but you know that they're just getting lost, you know. If someone's, I don't know, 200 feet back, they're not hearing a little thing. It's just, you just want kick and snare, especially that kind of music. So yeah, but it was just, we all went off stage and we're like, that was great. Me and Jimmy were like, that was the best one, wasn't it? You know, just kind of, I don't know. And it's weird to be like, yeah, that was the best gig, you know, like whatever I do to top that is going to have to be, I mean, I don't know, a bigger festival in front of more people who are more up for it, you know, but it's kind of, it was like, oh, okay, that's a level up. So, it was great. It was. Did
you feel that excitement and that sort of like, that feeling? Did you feel that like that gave you an extra level on the drums?
Yeah, totally. Well, it's that thing where it's like when you try and get the crowd to do stuff, like clap along or like wave their arms or something, and it's just easier when they're up for it. You know what I mean? It's like because you try and do all that stuff even if there's not that many people, but it can feel a bit like demoralizing when you try and get them clapping along and not many people do it, and you're like, why did I bother doing that?
Yeah, it's like trying to get people to listen to this.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't, and you go, what's the the point?
Is anyone listening? But it just felt like, oh, this is great. And when it drops down to those bits where it's just drums and you're looking out at all the people, you're like, this is cool. This is what it's all about. And yeah, to be blunt, it was one of those gigs where you're like, oh, this is why I stayed doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is why I haven't stopped yet. And I'm glad I didn't stop. That's what's quite nice. Without sounding cheesy, it's like, oh, I'm glad I never stopped trying. Do you know what I mean?
Was there have you ever had a moment with the Laney lot where you're like, shall I keep going?
Yeah, well, not with a band, but just, I mean, every musician and drummer has that all the time, you know? Where you're just like, what's the point? What's the point in this gig? Is this really what it's all, you know? I've driven this far and there's 3 people, you know?
Yeah.
But everyone's had that.
Last week.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do you want to use that as a segue? How have your
gigs
been?
Can do. Week or so ago, I did Friday and Saturday. Friday, freshman year. Saturday, wonder year. 2 very different gigs. Friday, Nightmare Drive. Our singer had been his usual self, so he had to drive himself because he was late. Because he didn't know that the New Forest was on fire. I mean, it'd been on fire for like 2 weeks. Oh, it took ages to get to Portsmouth. Yeah, world's burning, mate.
Yeah,
you've not seen that. Anyway,
it's very hot.
We get there. Oh, it's a pub. Parking's a bit weird. Oh, it's upstairs. We got to load in. Walk it all round the back, up the stairs. It's really hot in the room. Oh, the bride's been really ill all day. She's had to have 2 ice baths and she's been vomiting all day. Good.
Yep. Pop that on the slate.
Pop that on the slate. Cracking gig.
Oh, yeah.
Great crowd. Really enjoyable.
Great.
Thank you very much. Saturday, Wonder Year. 10 out of 10 loading. Boot, door, stage. Perfect. Didn't even have to move the cars. Incredible food, lovely people, nice big room, sounded good. Backstage area, dartboard, pool table football. I mean, it was like, get yourself a drink, relaxed.
Yeah.
Too relaxed. No one gave a shit. Maximum 5 people on the dance floor. A lot of the time playing to an empty room.
Yeah.
And you're like, everything else is great, but this is shit.
Well, there you go. What would you prefer?
Just staying at home. Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's a tricky one, but you got to prefer the Friday night.
Yeah, you do.
Because it makes you feel alive. Because actually, when you you know, it was very, I was gonna, and I might still do that. I mean, that gig I did in Fishbourne, that was just incredibly awful. The day the music died. I mean, we joked on that Wonder Year gig last week, talking about this on the podcast, and the episode will be The Day the Music Died 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
We were all there, just like for fucking so much of the set, just playing to an empty room. Just like, what's the point? What is the point? So you can have all the niceties you want, but if you're just playing to fucking nobody, makes you want to give up. But, you know, despite the bullshit on Friday, you play to a room who are giving you something back.
Yeah.
And enjoying what you do, appreciating you being there, appreciating your skill and your musicianship and the tunes you're playing, then great. Other notable things, gigs, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but I was doing a one-day gig up in Petersfield. And the only really notable thing was a few of us, me and Neil went to the toilet, and I was like, I might do a shit. Just opened the cubicle door. There was a man in there taking a shit. It's just an old man in a suit taking a shit, and he closed the door. Lock it, mate.
Yeah.
Lock it. Come on.
Yeah.
Or at least if the lock don't work, hold the handle.
I mean, I sort of did the similar thing at a festival. We're coming out of a portaloo. You know, I finished having a wee, and just unlocked it. Just went, I'll unlock it now, and then put my chap away. You know, and so I'm putting the old boy away back in the trousers, and
that tells me you're hoping to get caught.
Well, yeah, because someone opened
I'll
the door.
open it now and keep. You know what might happen.
Yeah. Just didn't think. Just went unlock and you know, do the jeans up just as someone opened it. Sorry, mate.
I'll put it away as I walk back to the stage.
Yeah.
Save time.
Well, I've got a lot on, you know.
I've got a lot on, yeah.
But
could be the best gig ever.
Well, yeah. Well,
Why not
speaking
get
of
your cock out?
Wonder Year, I played with your band Wonder Year on Saturday. Lovely gig.
You did.
So many good points. 1, get there at 6 and done by 10, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's great, isn't it?
Great.
You know,
crowd
I wasn't
well up
jealous
for it.
at all.
No. Yeah. I mean, also, I then stayed in London. So my commute back was 20 minutes, you know.
That's nice.
Back at the hotel by 11. And because the next day I had 2 festivals. First one in Richmond, Richmond Deer Park. That was all right. It was all right. Nice big stage. My brother came down to it, which was cute. And but we were aware we then had to drive up to Dudley immediately afterwards. So we finished playing at 3:15. Then it was kind of like, right, we want to be on the road by 3:45, you know. But then we had to drive to like the outskirts of London, people who had cars, aka me and Chris, to then all meet at this meeting place, to then all go up in the van together to get to Dudley. And we turned up, and lovely festival. I mean, it was big. It was big, and it was, I don't know, it was weird because it was like on a castle grounds, but there was like, it wasn't like a stage and a field. It seemed like a stage and then just, it was all a bit, what's the word? I don't know, all over the place maybe? I'm not sure. And there were some like teenagers trying to get into the site, so we had to be really careful about loading in. But I mean, I don't mind admitting this. It was a tricky gig in that we had to go on late because everything ran late. You know, we were meant to be on at 8:30 till 9:30. But we didn't start sound check until 8:30 or whatever, setting up. So we didn't go on stage till 9. And it was a Sunday night. It was cold. It was really cold. It had been warm all day. And then as soon as the sun set, about an hour before we went on, it was freezing, you know. And you could just see people were just going to leave, you know, because it was like, unless they came to see us, which to be fair, a few people did, but unless they were going to see us, they weren't. They were like, do you know what? I could literally see people looking at their watch and talking to their partners like, you know, basically being like, we got to get that train. Like, we aren't going to make that bus or whatever. Yeah. You've got work tomorrow. You've got school. You've got work. Well, not school, you know, some holidays. But, you know, so we started off and it was like quite a good crowd. And then by the end, there was about 3 rows of people, you know, and they're all shivering, you know. And, but it was quite sweet. It was, yeah.
Not even the line dancing could keep them warm.
No, exactly. And the last, and there was about, I don't know, 20 or 30 people left watching us, and we were laughing about it when we got off stage. Like, I was like, should we just go and thank them individually, like, for staying? Like, cheers, guys.
Only take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, appreciate that. Like, you know, but so yeah, it was a weird one. So I did post a bit on Instagram, but it was very much like the first or second song of the set where there was a crowd, because by the end,
those highlights.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, it was like I think we did a crowd photo. I'm like, what's the point in this? There's no crowd there. But then it was a long old trip back. You know, it was one of those gigs where I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I mean, that is part of it. But where you the journey back, the drive back, you're like, this is hard now. This is hard work, you know. Got back to London, then did the 2 hours back, you know. Like, fuck, you know.
Well, I had to haul my 41-year-old ass to Torquay while you were out playing with my lovely Wonder Year.
Yeah.
I was taking the freshman year. I was the only original member. Down to Torquay in a van.
Nice.
And we did not have a 10 p.m. finish. We had a midnight finish. But it was good. So we turned up and I was like, this feels quite chavvy. And I don't know why freshman year are here. You're like, okay, the Bride seems a bit more alternative. But you're like, there's a lot of tradies here. A lot of people here earn 12.5 grand a year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you kind of get a little bit worried. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can be a bit like, is this going to kick? Because those lot are definitely off to go and do some coke. There's a lot of people smoking outside. Is this going to work? Plus, I got 2 deps with me, both experienced. And as I said to you before the show, I'd done loads of gigs with both of them. They'd never met.
Yeah.
It was, but that was nice to join that, create a new friendship. And they only live 5 minutes away from each other. How is that?
Well, there you go.
They're both from Southampton. Shame. But anyway, it was a good gig. It was fine. I made loads of money. Not ashamed to say that. But as we'd packed up, went to the loo. We were alone in the van. I went to the loo. And as I came out, I heard the groom say to an older gentleman, yeah, well, I got to go to court for kicking that cunt in the head.
Great.
It's like, yeah, makes sense.
Great.
Absolutely makes sense. My spider senses were right to be a little bit wary.
Yeah.
But no one crossed the line. And it was a pretty good show. It never was great, but it was good.
Yeah.
It nearly reached great, just never quite got there. But we did a pro job, and I got home at 3:30.
Well, that's late to say you got a busy week of work ahead after that. But speaking of things people shouted, while we were doing Cowgirl of the Night, which is where we pick an audience member to come on stage and be Cowgirl of the Night, pick this.
Is that insulting?
In what way?
I don't know.
How would it be insulting?
Well, because okay, so my head initially was like, you're just calling a girl a cow,
right?
But it's the female cowboy, so
Yeah,
it's cowgirl, right?
yeah.
But I'm just going, who in the crowd is a fat cunt?
Got ya.
Who's a cow?
Yeah.
You're going to come up be the cow.
Right.
Moo, and then you're all like, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy.
Yeah. Not
just
that.
humiliate someone.
No. Instead, we get a young child on stage, and it's all very cute. But usually, well, always, it's kind of like a turning point in the set where the crowd are like, oh, okay, yeah, this is cute, and everyone pays attention, and then after that, it's kind of you got them, you know. Never done such a thing in a gig where it's like, okay, we got the crowd now. But we watched it back. Lizzie filmed a bit because she came along. Because the plan originally, we didn't know about this second gig until like a week before. So the plan was, I said, look, I got this function gig with Wonder Year in London. And then the next day I'm playing in Richmond in London. Why don't we go up, get a hotel? I'll just pop out, do the gig, you know. And then you can go. She went out. She explored London and herself.
Explored herself,
yeah. And then next day we can get up, lovely hotel breakfast, come to the gig, and then, you know, whatever. But then we had this other gig added on. So anyway, she came along. And she said, I'm pretty sure someone shouted something out while you were doing the Cowgirl of the Night with this child on stage. And yeah, sure enough, you can watch
Pedo.
Someone shouted, get that kid off the stage. Like that. Imagine.
Good.
Yeah. No, not good.
No, but so why?
Yeah, it's just mental. Just like, why are you angry that there's a child on the stage? So anyway, yeah. So that was Birmingham. I mean, it was a bit like we saw the crew. Like Chris was. I won't name drop. Well, I already have name drop Chris. Chris said, I think some of the crew, like this guy keeps getting pints, and then yeah, sure enough, there was someone who was meant to be doing security or something. Every 2 minutes came back with more pints. Looked completely off his nut, like fucking hell. They're the ones in charge, you know. They're the ones working, and he's like, "Wait, I got more free drinks," you know, or however they speak. But yeah, I'll end with a funny thing. Do you remember the? This is me just ripping off another podcast, but you reminded me of it. So Gossip Mongers, great podcast. I don't even know if it's still going. But when you were talking about when you walked in on someone having a shit, one of my favourite Gossip Mongers things. Do you remember this one where it was like someone was at a nightclub and they felt unwell. They'd had too much to drink. So they went into the cubicle to go and be sick. As they walked into the cubicle, there was a guy sat down having a shit, and it was too late, and they just vomited all over this guy having a shit. And then they felt like the guy they just puked on would be annoyed. So what he did was think, right, well, I need to get the first punch in. So then he just punched this guy in the face that he just vomited on, because he was like, then he can't, get one back on me. But then you think about it, but that's hilarious in itself. I mean, awful, but hilarious. But then you imagine it from the guy that sat having a shit point of view,
Yeah.
Sat there, someone vomits on him and then punches him in the face. Like, that's one of my favourite stories ever. It's funny from both angles. Anyway, that's. I mean, I ain't got anything more than that,
Well, let's wrap up there then, boy.
Yeah.
End on chat about gigs. Story. I mean, I've only got a few more for the year, and then it's absolutely fuck all.
Is it?
Because that's the state of the economy. At drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Let us know, what's the best gig you've ever done?
Yeah.
And why? Check out the Instagram at drumanddrummerpodcast.
Or let us also know, what do you do when gigs die down for you, because it happens for everyone. I mean, I don't know if you can fully blame the economy, and the agency, but everyone has a quieter Jan usually than August.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
it's summer, isn't it? So it's peak.
But what do you do, listeners?
What do you do?
Who drum and do gigs? Do you start doing more of your other hobbies? To fill that hole that gigs have left. So yeah.
Get in touch, George. Pleasure as always. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you, boy.
You too.
And we will be back next week, of course. We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Take care now. Goodbye. Bye. Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.